nostalgic.
Just a little game called a pinball game that makes you mad. It's a little as you can see, I'm into these like rage games that are about precision, preciseness. Fucking it looks like you're a little guy who's stuck in a pinball and you gotta try to get to the other side. So I don't know. I was in the process. I'm in the middle of doing a bunch of things that don't really make sense. Um, like maybe it's the stress of the day, and I just think it's also about figuring out like how some of the schizophrenia I've been like it's an actual like I'm diagnosed. This isn't like a self-diagnosed thing. I know some people perhaps do that, but like and I'm just kind of thinking like the amount of years I spent thinking like I'm a member of the Air Force, like protecting my beloved wife from like potential predators and criminals and shit. And then like having to email them and to find out like which which hoe is this? Like what exactly? But yeah, I considered getting a new job next to the seaport because I used to work next to a seaport actually. And damn, I know how to do this. But yeah, so I was going to work near the next to the seaport.
The path upward never changes. Only your
For real?
patience does.
So if I work at the seaport, like it's on the west side of town, and to me, from being from this community previously, it's just a bunch of like, I mean, maybe I'll meet my beloved wife there, like a bunch of white people having like rich people problems and shit. Me, because some of the more ghetto stuff is just like, oh my goodness, that is so insane. You're telling me I have to like now be careful of this, and it's just like this shit is insane. And I was the when I was just at the seaport, like just days ago, I was sitting there going like, this is such a breath of fresh air. It was like this guy was drunk and shit, but like he was wearing like a nice like he was at work or he just got off work and he was just like, oh, she wants 30 grand, you think I'm gonna, it's like blah 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 blah. I'm not gonna bust out anyone's business, but it was just like, yeah, these types of problems like this shit like just I feel like I could just be such an asset and perhaps be able to be around a lot of people who are making money in different kinds of ways than like non-legal means or even like amongst the lines of like corporate means. Like there might be some weird tax shit you can do or something. Like so I start to think about stuff like that, and I just remember life at sea, and like I was a liquor store salesman at a seaboard. It's exactly who the fuck it is I am, and this is where I come from. And I did take the opportunity to go back home, so to speak, because of just I'm having a little like you have a little freak out when like a crisis was close, and then like you emerged from it, but like also at the same time you're like, I gotta start thinking about shit. And it's the life at sea, and like on that giant body of water that's filled with like everyone's like, oh, there's Fortune 500 companies, like all this stupid like bragging flexing style of shit that like you don't really care about. And that was why I wasn't fitting in
I'm
back when
sorry.
I was in that environment. Like it was just I was about 22 and
I
I
can
was
tell you are getting better.
rebellious, and just not conforming, and which is all good. It's always good to question everything. Like some people after youth lose that facet of themselves. Um then myself included. So but oh man, this game this feels like you're just gonna get stuck in one spot, which is where I feel like I am, but like make it make sense. Everything needs to make sense. Things need to like I'm just in like crisis mode and I just want to get back to life at sea where I saw some like fine white girls who were perhaps of this isn't a white and black thing. This is about just these were boaters of the sea. Like and like there is a part of me that wants to go back to who I used to be, and it's been so long since I've been there, but I do want to go back to being a member of the fucking sea boat crew and like ride around like literally ride around the links of like Lake Minnetonka and fucking bless myself with these possessed white bitches who might be having these like they're not having the crazy problems. They're just going like, no, I need to like repaint my furniture or whatever it is people do with like their homes when they're homeowners. And maybe this is me about like trying to find a nice homeowner to maybe let me move in and decorate the house or something like that. Maybe I could just be myself and put my own pizzazz on this, or maybe I am just such a goddamn asset that I could be utilized in like your like business that's running here, like your like dentist business or some stupid shit. I don't know, just uncharted waters of opportunity in a language I do know how to speak, and just in a way that I've never really had the opportunity to apply this, but I think I'm good at it, and I think I'm lingual in it, and I just kind of want to see what would happen. And it's probably this romanticism, given how I chased someone who I thought catfished me, and it just turned out to be me, like an absolute delusion for like close to a goddamn decade. I thought I was like emotionally unavailable to other bitches. That's why I wasn't really pursuing anything else. And it was because of this fake fucking relationship that just popped out of nowhere. So, like, let's get into some real crazy shit. Like, let's turn this up to 10. Let's, let's see what's going on at this seaport is what like my mind wants to do. And maybe realistically I want my side hustle to be like the shit I do at the seaport, and maybe just spend like 6 to 12 hours per week there at the seaport, and and just see where I go. I've already done enough at the seaport where I've gotten calls back, and like I'm being hit up by like the companies from the seaport to like start employment, and now I'm questioning a little some of it. Like not questioning, I'm just it's an assurance of like, do you just think that like I'm gonna need this many hours if I'm going to replace my employment with this? And I'm now starting to think like this perhaps should be the side hustle. Are they cool with me having a side hustle? That being themselves. I don't know. Spending time at the seaport, it's good energy to just be around multiple aspects of life and not just one. And well, that's fucking stupid. This game, like I've had a fucking like like working at the seaport. This is like a little fantasy of mine. And then you meet this bimbo and live in a boat with her. Like, and that is that romantic Or is that a starting place? Or is that because we're poor? Who knows? Like, let's turn up the fucking insanity here.